Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of July 21st, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. On the night of July 20th, the Russian armed forces conducted a high-impact group strike utilizing long-range precision weapons launched from air, land, and sea-based platforms, including Kinzhal aeroballistic hypersonic missiles and strike UAVs. The coordinated strike targeted Ukrainian military-industrial assets and airfield infrastructure, achieving full objective success. Notably, the strike destroyed 3 U.S.-made Patriot SAM launchers and an AUC3I multifunction radar, severely degrading Ukrainian strategic air defense capabilities.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's get straight to the headline. Russia reportedly struck and destroyed U.S.-supplied Patriot missile systems using Kinzhal hypersonic weapons. How significant is this development?
Yes, this was a major event, not just tactically, but strategically. Last night, Russian forces executed a coordinated strike using Kinzhal aeroballistic hypersonic missiles in combination with air, land, and sea-based long-range precision weapons and strike drones. The targets were high-value, 3 Patriot missile launchers and the MPQ-65 radar, which is central to the Patriot system's engagement and tracking functions. Now, what makes this strike so consequential is the symbolic and practical blow it delivers. The Patriot system is considered one of the West's premier air defense platforms. By using the Kinzhal and extremely fast, evasive weapon, Russia is both demonstrating capability and sending a clear message: Western-supplied systems are not immune, even in hardened, rear-area deployments. The strategic implication is chilling for Ukraine and its backers. It means high-cost, high-value defensive systems can be wiped out with surgical precision.
That's making sustained defense much harder to guarantee. Let's shift to the ground operations. What's happening on the northern axis, particularly in Sumy and Kharkiv?
The North Group of Forces continued its pressure campaign, targeting several Ukrainian units across Pavlovka, Sadki, and Kondratovka. These weren't just infantry skirmishes. We're seeing Russian formations engage mechanized and airborne assault brigades with combined arms formations, armor, tactical drones, and artillery working together. The importance of this axis lies in its proximity to logistics corridors and cross-border movement points. Russian forces are methodically wearing down Ukraine's ability to hold territory through fatigue and depletion. Ukrainian losses on this axis reached nearly 190 personnel, along with significant vehicle and artillery destruction. This is a textbook example of Russia's doctrine of cumulative tactical dislocation, not a single decisive blow, but continuous disruption over days and weeks.
And how are things evolving along the western and southern fronts?
On the western flank, near Kupiansk and Torskoy, Russia is digging in and pressing forward simultaneously. Ukrainian units, especially assault brigades, suffered heavy personnel losses and, crucially, for electronic warfare stations were neutralized. This is significant because EW assets are the backbone of Ukraine's battlefield communications and its ability to jam or spoof Russian strikes. In the south, the southern group made measured gains around Seversk and Konstantinovka. Russian units engaged and defeated a mix of mechanized, mountain assault, and territorial defense brigades. One U.S.-made M113 APC was destroyed, which continues the trend of neutralizing NATO-supplied armor. The fact that ammunition and logistics depots were struck shows how Russia is combining tactical battlefield success with logistical erosion, making it harder for Ukrainian units to regroup and rearm.
Let's dive into the center and east groups. The casualty numbers there seem particularly high.
Indeed. The center group inflicted over 400 casualties across multiple Ukrainian brigade formations, including mechanized, airborne, and National Guard units, across a swath of territory from Krasnoarmysk to Novoekonomichskoye. This suggests a major offensive thrust is either underway or being prepared. The destruction of heavy equipment, including a tank and several artillery pieces, supports that assessment. In the east, operations in areas like Zelenigai and Novogeorgievka produced another 200-plus Ukrainian casualties. Russian forces are pushing deeper into the Ukrainian rear and hitting nodes that connect Donetsk with central Dnipropetrovsk. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed along with multiple armored vehicles. From a logistics standpoint, this further isolates frontline units from resupply and reinforcement. We're likely to see increased fragmentation of Ukrainian brigade-level command in this zone.
What can you tell us about the Dnipro Group and operations in Kherson and Zaporizhia?
The Dnipro Group carried out precision attacks against units stationed in Malaya Tokmachka and Antonovka. What's particularly notable here is the targeting of 6 electronic warfare stations, a substantial number for a single axis in one day. Russia is effectively disabling Ukraine's electronic eyes and ears in the south. Personnel losses were lighter, about 60 troops, but this axis is more about shaping the battlefield than dominating it. By degrading comms and supply facilities, Russia is setting conditions to exploit weaknesses without necessarily launching a full-scale southern offensive yet.
How active was Russian air power and air defense in this reporting period?
Extremely active. Russian air and missile forces struck 142 targets using a coordinated mix of UAVs, missiles, and aviation assets. Targets included a drone assembly facility, territorial recruitment centers, ammunition depots, and staging points for foreign mercenaries. These rear area strikes are part of a broad campaign to suppress Ukraine's force generation capacity. Air defense systems also remained highly effective, shooting down a HIMARS rocket and nearly 400 Ukrainian fixed-wing UAVs. That's a staggering number and reflects Ukraine's growing reliance on drone-based surveillance and strike platforms. Russia's ability to neutralize them at scale speaks to a highly layered, adaptive defense grid.
In conclusion, what are the key implications of July 21st operations?
The destruction of the Patriot systems is the most strategically symbolic event. It undermines confidence in Western-supplied air defense and complicates future deployments. Beyond that, we're seeing a clear acceleration of Russian momentum, not necessarily through dramatic breakthroughs, but through the relentless dismantling of Ukraine's battlefield infrastructure. Operationally, the Russians are working in layers: frontline engagement, rear area disruption, and deep targeting of force multipliers like EW, logistics, and recruitment. If this continues at current intensity, we may soon see breakpoints form along the central Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk fronts, where Ukrainian units are being pulled thin with diminishing support.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Today, Israeli attacks across Gaza continue, with a significant number of casualties, including civilians and aid seekers. The Palestinian Health Ministry reports a war death toll of at least 59,029 since October 2023. There are also ongoing concerns about starvation and a severe food shortage in Gaza, with the UN's OCHA reporting children dying of hunger before aid reaches them. Israel has launched airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen following a Houthi missile attack on Tel Aviv, with reports indicating that one Israeli was killed.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.